Alright guys, so today we have just a little something going on here. Hard to kind of show. So I got a rough grouse fan we're going to make today. That's what we're going to try to do, is a little plaque with a fan on it. Should look nice. It's exactly the same process as a turkey fan. I got one. This is my first fan ever, so it looks a little rough around the edges, don't judge. That is the one that has been in the process for a little bit. I haven't finished it yet. Just been busy, so we're going to try to do both those probably today. I'm not going to show the turkey fan so much. I'll do a full video on that when we get the next one. But we are going to start off with doing this grouse fan because I think that's a pretty cool one. It's pretty small, pretty easy. Anybody that's gone up north and done some grouse hunting knows sometimes it's hard, and other times it can be the easiest thing to get a grouse. So very beautiful birds, though. I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'm just trying to fan it out right now. Oop, there we go. That's what it looks like there. It's like a miniature turkey. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what to do if you don't already. So I'll try to show you guys one more time. Try not to wreck it. This is a really big grouse. Usually they're not quite that big. But yeah, really nice fan. And just like a turkey, you got all these back feathers here. You can see all those right there. That's the front. That's the back. So we don't need any of those. We can pull those all off. That's what we're going to try to do. Do now is we are going to cut out the bone. There's this one little round kind of bone that holds everything in the middle. You don't want that. It's like the tailbone. We're going to cut it out so you can get to it, and then we are also going to get rid of this little pouch that holds a bunch of grease. You don't want that. Get rid of it. And then we are going to carry on past that. To cut back. I already did cut back a bit of the front feathers just so you can get at all the quills there, you can see. And then I'm going to scrape off a bunch of meat and grease, whatever I can possible, with the knife, and then cut each and every individual quill. You'll see me slit it in a second. And after that, it will kind of open it up, and then I can actually scrape it out with that wire brush that you can see me using. It really helps clean it out. Make sure, this is very, very important because I accidentally did it on one of them. Do not cut the cartilage that holds the quills kind of to the fan, because if you cut them, all the feathers fall apart. So make sure you're only kind of cutting the meat just below it and keeping that cartilage that keeps everything kind of intact. Alright, now that I've kind of scraped off the majority of meat and grease with my knife, it's really clean up, you can tell already by seeing each and every quill. And now I'm just going to take this wired brush and I'm just going to scrape it every which way possible. The idea is that you just completely clean off all the ends there so that there's nothing left. You want as minimal as possible, so that when we get to the borax treatment, it takes a lot less drying and there's a lot less gunk left on the feathers. Overall, it's just a lot cleaner, won't stink, and you're not going to have nearly as much problems with bugs and other kind of mites and things that are going to get in there and eat away at this rotting flesh and whatnot. Like, it's just a whole big problem if you don't get rid of all this right now. So we just want to make sure that we get the very big majority of it, and then kind of leave the rest for the borax treatment. You can see one of those quivers where I was telling you about actually fell off there. So not a big deal though if that does happen. You can actually remake all of them back into the fan individually if you want to. I probably will never do that just because it's very inconvenient. Might look more beautiful but not as natural, and just overall takes way too much time for what it really is necessary to do. But yes, it is a lot cleaner, and the treatment side of things probably takes far less when you can just clean it right out. But once again, the process of putting it back together is just, I would argue, not worth it. So if you can, restrain yourself from cutting the feathers all the way off, and it's going to save you a lot of pain. As you can see, most of the quivers are completely cleaned off. There's a little bit left that you could tell was still there. Some red fleshy meat. It's pretty pink there still. And not every single tip of the feathers were just completely white and just the feather, nothing else. You want only the feather, so you need to really, really clean that out as much as possible. So you're seeing me going back and continuing to just pick away at every little bit. This is probably the pickiest part of the process, is just making sure that you really cleaned up the feathers and made sure that there's just nothing left. You can see how much grease and meat I've got kind of sitting on the cardboard now. And this takes a bit of a process, but it's probably the part that makes the rest of it the most rewarding. Once you're finished it, the rest is simply just waiting, because the borax will take a bit to dry, and so you're not really doing anything, you're just waiting for it to actually dry up, and that just takes more patience than anything. This is just a lot of finicky work and picking away at stuff that just gets on your nerves after a while of just slowly scraping a feather off. So, and then you also got to clean out the wire brushes because they pick up so much gunk, so beware. You might need a new wire brush after this. Alright, so this is pretty much the end of the video, guys. I've got everything cleaned up. There is no more meat or grease left on these feathers, and it's pretty much ready for the borax treatment now, which will be in the next video. So stay tuned for part 2. And if you can, hit the like button and subscribe to the Backwoods Beast. If you enjoy what you're seeing, comment, and yeah, stay tuned. We'll have more videos coming soon.